Hello everybody. Welcome to Bob's train set. Well, this is absolutely nothing to do with trains. Some of you may know that I've had to have a new boiler in, primarily because the immersion tank up in the loft, the immersion tank up in the cupboard in the bedroom upstairs was leaking. But the boiler, the old boiler, was on its last leg, so we say. So this is just a photographic record of the day, or the couple of days, day and a half the plumber took by himself the first day, and with his lad the second day, although his lad is qualified. Supposed to start 8 o'clock on the first day, but he had woes with his employees. The lad went for a driving test, and the chap that probably would have come and helped him on that day was ill, so he had to do a job all by himself. And he's the sort of fella that will do as many hours as it takes to get on with it. So he arrived here at about 1 o'clock. I did get a warning from his good wife that he was delayed, and yeah, waited around, and yeah, he got on with it. I gave him a bit of a hand where I could, and by the end of the day, and I let him work a bit later than the 5 o'clock he sort of stated, because I knew he would, he got this up on the wall. He arrived the second day with his lad, and they got on with it, and they actually finished it in a day and a half, and it was down to take 2 days, so really, really good. So these are just photographs of the day, and it's not pandemonium, but it's chaos. You know, you have a nice, sort of fairly neat house, and nearly every room in the house has either got stuff in it, tools in it, or whatever. Even my bedroom that no work needed to be done, you know, I had stuff in. So what I did is, we thought we would have to take the floor up to see, in the lounge, to see if we had a big enough gas pipe. He wasn't sure. So I got it all ready for that. So you'll see a cabinet that's been completely emptied of china and whatever was in it. And I didn't really need to do it, because in the end, the boiler itself told the plumber that there was a sufficient supply of gas and we didn't need to do anything. But I didn't get it all to waste. That was all taken up in the shed, as you've probably seen, the china and whatever. So I've gone through it and got rid of stuff that I've never ever used, and I've taken it down the charity shop so that hopefully they'll benefit. And I've continued with that, with a load of the stuff from the airing cupboard that I never use, and I got rid of a little hostess that was on top of the unit in the dining room area, because I don't use that now. Used to use it when my wife was here, because we used to have a Chinese, and it, you know, you get a lot with the Chinese, don't you? So we used to put it in those hot dishes, and we could eat it as we, you know. So the big trolley type hostess, it sat there. It's a cupboard, so I'm going to take that down there as well. Now you might say that it might be better putting them on eBay and selling these stuff, but they don't fetch an awful lot of money, and you know, all the hassle of getting it on, and I don't do eBay, so I didn't think I'd do it. So that's it. So hope you enjoy all the photos. Shouldn't take too long, 6 minutes or so, and I'll come back to you at the end. Okay, everybody? So it's all about recycling, and some of these you would have seen before, but I had a leak through the ceiling down into those pots, and it was coming from up here, and that was in the cupboard, and it was the tank on the left that was leaking, and that towel was soaking wet. You'll see it later, outside drying off. So here's my old boiler with all the stuff in the way. So I started clearing it all away. The pump was coming out, the tank was coming out, so it was going to be good. Just some piping. So you can see the It's quite a bit of pump and whatever up there. So emptied it all out onto the bed, and there's the old little unit, and oh, it's empty. So work to be done in here. Emptied this out because we thought we'd have to take the carpet up and the floor, but we didn't have to. But as I said in the intro, it wasn't wasted. And clear decks in the kitchen. So microwave out, move all the tea. Must keep the tea handy. I kept him fed with tea. He was quite happy with that, and his lad. And to get the washing machine out, which we needed to do, I had to move this out. Did this all by myself to get it out. I made it, so whatever. But it was far easier putting it back again with help. So chairs from the dining room, chairs stacked up, things all moved around, as you can see. This side could sort of stay as it was, really, because we weren't going to do anything. Clear out the cupboard so I can get at the electric stuff. And when he came, yeah, bloody dust sheets everywhere, really good. All up the stairs. We neatened it up a bit because they can be dangerous. There we are, looking good. And there he was. And he was quite happy that I show his van. So, you know, if you live close, there he is. He's a good plumber. So he started snipping and cutting and whatever. So, yeah. Wire and more wire, and I protected the bed and he did all the other bits. These are the ice insulation from around the tank, which I cut off for him before, and there he is, hard at work. And he has a wet and dry to suck out the water as he's taking the pipes away, which is a good idea, isn't it? This is the side of the new boiler box, and well progressing, getting on. And yeah, great. And there it is. Bit of a mess, but whatever. And there's the old boiler outside, ready to be recycled, or some of it. So yeah, start taking pipes out and this thing, as you see, and the rubbish grew a bit, as you can see. Lucky I didn't need to go out in the car. New boiler. Bit bigger than the old one and quite a bit heavier as well, actually. 35 kilos I think it was, something like that. Quite a lot of weight. So he put a new exhaust out and fresh air in. As you can see, it goes into there, and that's what it looks like on the outside. And there it is in. And it's all on the first day, half a day really, just over half a day. So yeah, tools everywhere. Great. You can't. You know, you've got to do it. Put your dust sheets all over the worktops. Yeah. We all try to work neatly. He had his music, although a lot of the time he wasn't anywhere near it, but he had it on. And this is progressing on a bit. When the lad was here, we got that all sorted out. And then we had the washing machine out, the dishwasher out. Quite a tight fit to get through, and there he was under connecting directly to the taps in the sink. I had to pull this out to get the dishwasher in and out, or sorry, the washing machine in and out, and you know, we kept it really clear. And the lad put some new taps on for me, which I think we'll see a bit later on. And this is in my bedroom. And then with the help, it was very easy to get this back on. It's on clips. It's hardly screwed. A couple of screws in it. Rubbish. And there we are. So we've got an extra couple of pipes down, and we got the pipes round the side, which I didn't have before, but he wanted to use the old connections, which is sensible, and then new holes through the wall, which he does fill up. I think we've got a photo later on. And the things there are for shelves, which I wanted to keep. And that's the receiver for the thermostat. 1.5 bar of pressure, and it goes up and down. The more you use it, the higher it goes, and then it goes down again. So there's a pipework outside. There's a towel that got wet, sort of because of the leak. And here's my shed. So there's a table from the patio, from the conservatory. There's all my paints and whatever. And there's all the crockery out of that cupboard, and the rest of it out of the cupboard, quite a bit. Yeah, including the Toblerone, which has gone. Yeah, and more. And the shelves are what used to be alongside the thing, but I can't use them anymore. So there it was, all back in again. And there's my bike stuff all in, which I'd threw a few of the boxes away that was there. And you know, the top of this now looks quite good. That's where the hostess used to be. So it'll probably be moved about again. And there we are, dishwasher back in, microwave back in and everything. And I've got a conservatory back. I've left the table out for the time being. And there's all my stuff on the unit that I built. And there we are, one kitchen back. This I'm going to sort out, because I didn't have to take that out, but I'm going to sort all those glasses out, never use them. Table back, chairs back, computer back. Trains never came out of the cupboard, they're still there, engines rather. And there we are, the entrance all back together. So there's the hostess that's going to go down the shop when I've sorted everything out of it, which probably a lot of the stuff inside will come out. And there's the new sink, and I got my unit back in, which I did by myself. And yeah, there's the bedroom back together again. And there's a spare bedroom all cleared off. Just left the thing, and there's all the towels and bedclothes and whatever that I'm going to keep. There's the empty cupboard. Just a few pipes. I've left this out for the time being, but that's what I want to go back in, and obviously the door will go back. I'm letting this dry, although it didn't, as I said, it's hardly wet. And I'm going to try and get a bit of carpet in here, I think, and hopefully it won't be seen most of that. Stairs all clear, great. And my gas box back on outside, which he took off obviously, and all the rubbish gone. And a separate chap takes that and does it. So there's the old water tank up on its side, and I can put my boxes in there. I'll probably line it with something, see what I'll find out. And this is the only piping I've got. This actually feeds the shower, basically, because that's where it came from, the pump in the other cupboard. So as you can see, it's fairly neat, and I've got some more floor space. This is what's under the layout, which was where all those pipeworks were. And yes, home sweet home. It is indeed. So, welcome back after all those photos and a little bit of commentary from me. I hope you saw what it was like. Obviously, I took them as I could, and the sink had new taps, which is why that was shown, and I took all the stuff out so I could get it. So we've got the boiler here, new. It's been so warm, it's not actually had to come on for the central heating so far. But obviously when you turn the hot water taps on, it does ignite and it heats it up. Now down here it's pretty quick, because there's new pipe work directly to it. But upstairs it does take a while for the hot water to come through. But you know, it used to with the tank, but of course because the tank was a lot closer, it wasn't quite as long. But there were always pluses and minuses with these things. But as you saw, I've now got quite a big airing cupboard that's empty at the bottom. I'm hoping to get a couple of I've got you saw the drawer unit that's always been in there. I've got another one up in the loft. I'm going to see if I can get that by the side of it. I'm not sure I can. I think the pipe work might get in the way, but we'll have a look. I'm waiting for it all to dry out. It doesn't seem particularly wet. You can actually put a couple of the boards up and put your hand under there, and it all feels fairly dry now. So I think leaks are a thing of the past. And yeah, and I've got, as I said, I got rid of a lot of the towels and the bedding that was up in the airing cupboard part of it, and you can see there's quite a bit of room in there now, so I'm quite pleased with that. So what do I think of the boiler? Well, of course it's too early really to say, because it's not come on for heating. Although I must admit, when the plumber tried it, and obviously he tested it and whatever, I was amazed how quickly the radiators heated up and how hot they were. So I think it's going to be a lot quicker heating the house up. The only thing I would say, and I'm going to bring this camera and show you, it's not a fault, it's just technology getting better, I think. So I'll take this camera off a minute and I'll show you something. All right? So this is my display, my room sensor in fact, and it's difficult to film actually. No, it won't. Let's go under this light here. Where we are. So you can see it's reading 19.3 at the moment. And what I found is that this is far more sensitive and far more accurate, or that's what the plumber is saying, than my old ones. And I used to set my old one at 19 degrees, or rather 18.5 degrees, and that would click off at 19. But this has been over 19 ever since it was put in, because it is fairly warm at the moment. But if I go over this way, and I don't know if you'll see it, but this one, which is part of a warning system, says 18, and that's up at my height, you know, at my head level. So yeah. So just show you. I have to rethink what I set the temperature at, you know, for when I want it to come on. And the other thing with this one is the old one would take a whole degree to turn it on. This one only takes 0.4 of a degree, so it's going to click in and click out a lot more often than the old one will. So we'll have to see how the gas goes, won't we? But so far I've saved a lot, because it used to come on an hour a day just to do the hot water alone. And I estimate that with what I do at the moment, even if I have a shower, you know, it's only on for, I'd be surprised if it's on for 10 minutes a day, you know. So it's going to save there. So okay, just everybody? To finish, I've put this up, you know, out of sequence, and there will be the one on the new train on Friday. All right, so look forward to that. You know, it's only got a few days to wait, and I'll see how this one goes. But yes, absolutely nothing to do with trains. Absolutely nothing. And as you saw, I've now got a little bit of a storage area for more boxes. So that's worked out well. Okay, everybody. So I'd like to thank my new subscribers that have come on. And yeah, this isn't what I normally do, but I just thought it was worth it. You know, it's a lot of disruption, and as you get older and older, you know, it's one of. But I've now got my house back, you know, as I like it, and I've really got the bug to sort of clear stuff out. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to continue. So good all round, really, I would say. Cheers. Bye.